What's going on, everybody? It's Rick from Gardening with Barchuckin. It has been a little while. I went ahead and got to visit my brother and his family for the 4th of July, which was pretty cool. So I haven't been in the garden. I did a massive zucchini and squash harvest, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. I had a zucchini that was right here that I had to pull out. It was all wilted. We have some squash vine borers, and then a bunch of my cucumber leaves are looking pretty... Ooh, bee just flew by my face. Bunch of cucumber vines that are looking pretty wilted. In this bed here, I ended up planting the Praxis cherry tomato that I got from Jack down at Geeky Gardens. Still always in the process of weeding. Here's that sweet potato bed. It's looking pretty good right now. Everything's kind of actively growing. This is the one that only had that little tiny baby leaf when I planted it, and so it's not doing real great, but kind of is what it is at this point. Horseradish, it's looking good. I have my strawberries, and then I've had some runners that came out that have planted themselves around, so it's just a matter of letting them grow for the rest of this year, and then eventually I want to move them over into this garden bed that I just recently built. I have the loofah gourd, and it's starting to kind of trellis and go up the pine tree here, so hopefully I get a couple gourds out of that. Have a couple nice tomato plants that are kind of really going crazy. I know I've seen some fruit in there, so just still letting that continue to grow. Got some bell pepper plants here. Oh, got a bunch of ants on that leaf. There's the bell peppers there. I have my eggplants back here. Had another cucumber, and when I came, there were some really bad dead looking leaves, so I cut out a couple of those. In here it's all covered up. When I was down in the end of May, beginning of June, we picked up a midnight snack cherry tomato. When I was down in Virginia, I cut a sucker off and then planted it here, so it's growing okay. These zucchinis are in this bed. Like I said, I'm seeing some kind of dieback, seeing a ton of the squash bug. I'll just go ahead and pick them off and throw them right into the trash so they don't have a chance to basically survive on the ground or in the compost pile. You can see these guys are getting kind of beat up too, whether it's some powdery mildew. Oh, look, see, more squash bug eggs. So I think the squash and the zucchini are kind of coming to the end, but they've done a great job producing, and like I said, I'll be showing you that here in a second. There's the eggplant. It has some nice flowers going on it. In years past I'd put a cage, but this year I was thinking about trying to secure it kind of to these orange stakes that I have pushed into the ground. As you see, I never had a chance to tie them off, but it's an option if they get crazy heavy. You can see there's basically a little baby eggplant right there starting to grow. Here's my wild asparagus patch. What I did this year to kind of help out, I drove a couple T-posts in and then I tied it up, so it's still a crazy mess, but it's at least a somewhat contained crazy mess. In years past, it's flopped out, you know, basically out to here, all around touching this side of the garden bed. I have some asparagus that I planted in grow bags and a small container. I may be giving that to a friend. She was struggling a little bit with the asparagus. I figure I have it so I can give it to her. Here is the blueberry bushes. I just have them here in the containers for now. I would like to get them in the ground, but I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted them. But they did pretty well. They did produce. They had some blueberries already. When I planted them, they got a little bigger. The first couple to me kind of tasted bland, and then as time went on, they did taste better to me. I have this rosemary that's been here for quite a few years now. I did plant dill, which got overtaken and died back. There was weeds and all. And then this is some lemongrass. Ooh yeah, smells very nice. My brother had some, but his died back, so I'm hoping by the end of the year to maybe cut and divide some of that, so I can give him a couple plants. I got my butternut squash and some tomatoes, and then a couple more eggplants back here. My brother did some fig trimmings, so I have some fig trees started to grow back there. We have the chocolate morga hot peppers going there. And then I know I had a few over this way. Blackberry bush. Ugh. And they're kind of starting to come in. Ooh. Get my head out of the way. Maybe I put my head in the way. Yeah, so. See another one. Yeah, so we got that. I'm going to show you this guy. This is the one I was telling you about. I think it was the squash vine borer got this one. When we had our tree here, I ended up putting our compost so it can kind of help keep breaking down that stump. But I get bindweed, and this is some nasty stuff. So it actually started growing all up through my compost. I sifted most of it, moved it back here. So I'll just keep adding to this to help break this pile down. If anybody's ever had squash vine borers, you can see how there's almost like a sawdusty kind of looking thing going on here. And there's the squash vine borer larvae. So this thing, I believe, has a ton of it in there, because this plant went from looking beautiful before we went away on vacation to everything wilted like this when I just got back. So I just wanted to show you that's the squash vine borer. And he'll get probably at least double or triple that size before he's all said and done. This is what I came home to after 5 or 6 days away. It is crazy. The large zucchini is only going to be really worth trying to do like some zucchini bread or zucchini muffins. The smaller ones will be better for sauteing up. But yeah, this was a very nice little harvest to come back to. I threw it on the scale. It was 32 pounds worth of summer squash and zucchini. Well, thanks for coming along, checking out this video. If you guys have any questions about what I'm growing or harvesting this year, don't forget to drop it down in the comments. Everybody have a great day.